Adonainu, Mureno, Rebbe Mashiach Shlit. Welcome to the summary of the Dvar Malchus, Shabbos Parshas Sh'lach, Shalom. Rebbe Mashiach Shlit starts off that we spoke many times that even though every single parsha had its own uniqueness, nevertheless, since the Torah is one, every single parsha is connected to all the parshas of the week. And we see this idea of unity we see in this week's parsha that speaks about the Meraglim, the messenger, the spies that rebbe sent to the Jewish people, because most of the parsha speaks about one topic, shows the idea of unity. And this idea is expressed also that right away Hashem tells rebbe and told the Jewish people that when they come to Eretz Yisrael, this idea of sicha, of pouring wine in the mizbeach, that is also connected to the idea of the Meraglim, because even though the Meraglim were punished, that they would not go into Eretz Yisrael for 40 years, nevertheless, Hashem comforted them, they will be going to Eretz Yisrael and told them the mitzvah of Nisach. And we see also in the end of the parsha the mitzvah of tzitzis, which tzitzis is, the word tzitzis is the numerical value of the gematria of 600. Now the 8 strings from each one of the tzitzis and the 5 knots, which you guys are 613, see one mitzvah, which in it is hinted all 613 mitzvahs. So the Rebbe Mashiach Shlit says that even though this idea, this is the Torah, the signs, to teach us this idea of unity, the entire parsha is one idea. An example for this is Meraglim. It must be that the Meraglim have to get connection to the idea of unity. And also now there's what's the connection to the time now that we're standing in Chodesh Sivan, in the end of the month. Rebbe Mashiach Shlit starts off that we know that in the Haftarah of this week there are also a second time when Yeshua ben Nun sends also a messenger, he sends also spies to spy. However, there are 6 differences between the messengers and that Moshe Rabbeinu sent and the Meraglim of Yeshua ben Nun. The first one is that Moshe Rabbeinu, Hashem told him that you don't have to, if you want to you could send. However, Yeshua, Hashem was commanded him you should send. The second difference is that Moshe, the expression that Torah uses is not spies, rather people, send people. They should go toward the land. However, by Yeshua it says spies, that they should go spy in the land. And Moshe Rabbeinu it says 12, each one of every single shevet. And by Yeshua only 2 messengers were sent. By the Meraglim of Moshe Rabbeinu, they were all the leader of the generations. However, by Yeshua ben Nun, only 2 people went, and it doesn't say even what their names were. Who were those 2 people that Yeshua sent to spy in Eretz Yisrael? By Moshe Rabbeinu, it was publicized. All the Jewish people knew that the Yidden were going and that the spies were going. And also when they came to Eretz Yisrael, they were not hiding. They came together. However, by Yeshua ben Nun, it was secret. No one knew about it. Also, from the Yidden, no one knew about it. Also, when they came to Eretz Yisrael, they were hiding over there. And by the Moshe Rabbeinu sent spies, they went through the entire Eretz Yisrael for 40 days. However, Yeshua ben Nun sent, only went to Yericha, and even that they went to one house and they left a few hours later. So the Rebbe Mashiach Shlit explains that when you send spies, there could be 2 purposes. The first purpose could be to know how to conquer the land, know where the enemy is weak. The second one could be to know how good it is, know about the land, to know how good it is. And that is the difference in the spies of Moshe Rabbeinu and the spies of Yeshua ben Nun. Moshe Rabbeinu, because Hashem told you that they would have a victory, they weren't going to conquer, they're going to see how nice it is. However, the Meraglim of Yeshua ben Nun, then they had to already conquer and fight in a more natural manner. So therefore they had to go check and see themselves how they can conquer the world, conquer Eretz Yisrael. And therefore, that's the reason for all the differences. Moshe Rabbeinu, because they're not going to conquer, they're going to see how good land is. So Hashem told Moshe, if you want to send, you didn't have to send. On the other hand, who went? Every single one of the Shvatim. Why? Because every single one of the Shvatim have to tell this Shevet, they know our part of Eretz Yisrael is good. And therefore, it also says their names were. Therefore, all the Jewish people knew about it, because that was the whole point. They should be happy, know about how good Eretz Yisrael is. And therefore, they also didn't want to hide, because they weren't scared. They weren't doing anything wrong. They were going to see Eretz Yisrael. However, by Yeshua ben Nun, because they had to fight. Therefore, it doesn't say who it is, and it's secret, and Hashem commanded him, you should go and send spies. And when they came to the house of Rachov in Yericha, over there, they heard already that all the nations of the world are afraid. Everyone's afraid of them, so they came back. They knew right away there's no reason to stay any longer. For sure, there's going to be a victory. Everyone's already afraid for him. They came back to Moshe Rabbeinu. And according to this, we can understand, based on what it's explained in the Chassidus, that what's the reason that the Meraglim did not want to go into Eretz Yisrael, they're great people, because they want to stay in Kedusha and just stay in Torah and Avodah while in the desert. They don't have to work for anything. However, they didn't want to, when they go into Eretz Yisrael, they have to start working and planting, etc. They didn't want to do that. And therefore, they didn't want to go into Eretz Yisrael. But according to what we explained earlier, says the Rebbe King Moshiach Shlit, we see that even that idea of going down to the world, they did accomplish. Because we see that the fact is that because of the Meraglim and what they brought the joy and brought the excitement of the Jewish people going to Eretz Yisrael. Understand this idea based on the fact that we see something unique, that the Meraglim didn't each one go to his portion of his shevet, of his tribe, but they all went to all the tribes. Every single one of the Shvatim went to all the Shvatim. And there's also something unique. We see when the date they left on the last day of Sivan, Chavta Sivan. That's the day the Meraglim left. And what's the idea? The month of Sivan, month of V'teira. So they're leaving from the month of Adon Torah and they're going into the spiral land. And what do we see in unique? Something unique. In Torah, there's two levels. There's the idea of unity, of Achtos, and Chalkos. They have the division. You have the Torah is one. Have Hashem's mitzvahs, the covenants are many, many levels. So you have the premise of a Torah, which speaks about one idea, looks at Hashem, and you have the Nigla, the real part of the Torah, which speaks about the world, different ideas. This idea we also find by the Jewish people that the idea of every single Jewish body is separate and unique. It's not the same like another body. However, the neshama is one. So in every single Jewish neshama, you have the koiches, you have the intellect, you have the mind, and has the emotions, which are different, and you have the essence of the neshama, which is equal. So therefore, that's the difference between the idea of Moshe Rabbeinu and the spies of Rebbe and Moshe Rabbeinu, because the whole point was the idea of just chalkos, of division. Therefore, it had to be according to Moshe's understanding. Therefore, he had to spend 12 to every single one of the tribes. However, Yeshua was sending, the one that Yeshua was sending spies was to refine Eretz Yisrael way of unity, and therefore only two people went. And was quiet. Why? Because when talking about the unity, you don't have to make noise. You have to go down the details. Just being there as already accomplishes the whole idea. And this idea of unity, we see also that who are the two spies that Yeshua sent? Kalev was only one. He was one of the first group of the spies who were sent again. That's the idea of unity. And also, the second one was Pinchas. Pinchas was a Shevet Levi. No Levi does not get a portion of itself. So how was he sent? Because in the times of the Geula, Hashem will be covered the entire world like water covers the sea, and the entire entity of the world will be the sea. And therefore, everybody will be like Shevet Levi. Therefore, in times of the Geula, also Shevet Levi will receive a tribe, because there will be no difference between Shevet Levi, which are only serving Hashem, and all other tribes also only serving Hashem. That's only entity in the times of the Geula. And nevertheless, Yeshua bin Nun is sending a spy from Shevet Levi, Pinchas. The whole point is the real unity of the idea of unity. The idea of the whole entire world is only one entity of Hashem. And this is why the Parsha afterwards speaks about the idea of mitzvah of tzitzis, which tzitzis is also the same idea. That's on one hand, it's one particular mitzvah. However, in this mitzvah, it's the numerical value of the words of tzitzis and the 8 strings and 5 knots, and 613. There's hints to all other mitzvahs that shows that in this mitzvah, the idea of unity, that's only the will of Hashem. A lesson for us that we have to add the idea of unity by us to the idea of Avas Yisrael, and also the idea of tzedakah. Give tzedakah and 4 other Jews, till to give tzedakah for every single Jew in the world. And also they have Torah to add in, and to learn and teach other people to teach every single Jew. And it's the idea of unity we also see in the learning of Rambam. And Rambam is also the idea of unity, that everyone's learning the same halachas. And the main thing is that through the Achtos, is through the premise of a Torah, which through the premise of a Torah, you reveal the premise of the Neshama with Hashem. And that brings us to be revealed in the farthest places till like this coming week. It is Chav Sivan, the day that Rebbe King Moshiach Shlit came to America. It shows that the idea of Chassidus is coming to the farthest places. And the main thing is, I take it from Miyad Mamash, we should have already the 106 Parsha that Hashem told the Jewish people that they will go into Eretz Yisrael, and this will also be according through this, that in the last seconds of Golus we will stand strong at every single footstep in Eretz Yisrael, not to Hashem give away anything to non-Jews, and all the Yidden will come together to Eretz Yisrael, which is complete with all 10 lands of Eretz Yisrael and all the 13 tribes, because also Shevet Levi will get a tribe. The base of English Shlishi, and the main thing is that all this happens in Pel Mamish, take it from Yad Mamush. Adoonenu, Mureno, ורבינו, המשיח, לעולם.